Hello! Happy Easter, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. At the moment, we are going to be doing some Genoa. Now, why Genoa? Well, the natural merchant republic for a lot of people in EU5 is quite obviously Venice, right? They are slightly overpowered. I mean, look at the insane content they get. 25 country bonuses, 103 events. They've got prime access to go and take over Greece, take over the Byzantine Empire, and create a gigantic trading conglomerate. Now, Genoa can definitely do this too, but they're more of a challenge. Ooh. They still have quite a bit of flavour, and some good bits of that. Let's not overlook that. You've got their reduced bank interest right from the start, maximum diplomats, insane galley barracks building, which is essentially like a barracks for sailors, right? You get some insane monthly sailors and you use slaves for it. They have a unique ship, and this is all in Age 1, and they are just insane. You go into Age 2 and you've got unique crossbowmen, even more money from minting and loan capacity. And you have this insane unique tradition as well, buffing your Republican tradition. Something that we'll need to do when we start this game is get as many government reforms as we can, as I'll show you when we get in. But they have some insane options for them. So let's crack straight in. Thank you all for tuning in. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Now, we have... Let's just make sure we've got all our settings up quickly. There we go. We have some insane unique content. So we start with 2 unique government reforms. This one which buffs our trade maritime advantage, so how likely we are to get our trades through, our burgher satisfaction and our noble satisfaction. And this one here, our unique republic, which buffs our trade capacity by a huge 25% and makes it quite cheap for us to get our cabinet ministers. Now, a lot of these buffs, like trade capacity, like trade advantage, I'm going to show straight away. Because you look, we're in the Genoa market, we're obviously the hegemon of this little area, and we're going to get all the trades we want. But as we start taking over the world, and as we get our little trade huts in loads of these different countries, we're going to need these little buffs. So, let's start in that vein and get some good relations going. Let's look at the Byzantine Empire. Let's try and improve relations with them. Same with the Venetians. We're going to want some friendly relationships with them, albeit maybe only in the short term. And probably, well, we might want to war with the Aragonese, but why not Castile as well? Now, diplomats are quite cheap, obviously, and it's going to be quite good to get our resources. Hi, Sploofy, how you doing? Can't wait for the Byzantine content. Yeah, it'll be great, won't it? That's the next DLC, if anyone didn't know. So that's coming in, I think, June, July, and it should create loads of content for this little area. And I think that's obviously something that EU5 really needs, is just that influx of not mechanics, but content, really. And it'll get there, I'm sure. Now, do we want to... So they're a threat. We need to have some threatening rivals, otherwise we won't get anywhere. And I think Tunis is probably a good example of that. Now, we're not going to rival Aragon straight away, even though it would probably be good for us. We'll go for the smaller one here, and then once we wipe them out, we'll deal with that later. We'll stick our navy in the channel. We'll get our ruler on that little ship, if possible, for our naval. And we've got a unit of footmen as well. That'd be very, very useful for our endeavours. Now, in terms of our starting research, we're probably going to go straight for the burgher and institution growth. Get our unique galley in there. After that, we shall see. But going probably for that monthly diplomats, religious influence type stuff will be very, very useful. I hope you guys have all had an amazing Easter. Thank you for tuning in. Say hi in chat. It'd be good to see you all. Hi, Pospio. How you doing? Yeah, just started. No complaints from me. I hope you're doing well. Did you get all you desired on Easter? Now, for our starting cabinet actions, we probably want to go quite normal. I mean, we don't exactly have much land, right? We have a very good city in Genoa that we need to get expanded ASAP. But in terms of the resource demands of that, we don't really have all of the stuff we sort of need to get cheap buildings. So let's check our construction costs. Actually, it's 41%, so we're doing pretty good in that masonry sphere. We could just spam marketplaces and see where we go from that, but then we would be relying on that trade income. So we need to make a self-sufficient economy at the same time, otherwise we will just be up shit's creek. So set that up with our basic building. Now let's have a look at what we've got on this island over here. In terms of our geos, it's not great. It's sort of just a generics, but it's all in our market, which is the important bit. Now, hi Niha, how you doing? It's good to see you. And Green Glob, good to see you as well. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's get our cabinet actions sorted. So we probably want to go for the Crown Estate if we've got a guy that's decent. I mean, let's look at him. We'll make him head of the cabinet as well. Now, he's 74 military. So is there anything good we can do with that? Well, stability investment could be okay. Say with monthly Republican tradition. Actually, yeah, getting that at 100% is probably going to be quite useful for us. Until then, we'll cut our stability cost to 0. We'll tax our nobles as much as possible in the early game just to get some money in through the doors. Cut our army maintenance back. Push up our cost of court. And move down our diplomatic spending as much as possible for now. Now, the important thing for a merchant republic is we need to get 100 relations with quite a few nations. Because that will then allow us to start building these little trade centres. And it's such an underrated building in this game. If I'll show you, trade office, or is it the overseas trading post actually? Because you get trade advantage, trade capacity. You don't build it in your own stuff. You build it all overseas. Same with trade offices as well, albeit you can do them domestically as well if need be. And all you sort of require is that they have 100 opinion of you, and that's the big bit. And they don't benefit the person who lives there. They benefit us. So, especially when you're playing MP or something, blocking these buildings being made in your land is quite important if you have these big maritime nations near you, or less friendly players in the same game that want to sort of dilute your authority. But that's a story for another nation. Now we've got 76 Diplo ability on this guy. I'm sort of wondering whether we can use that, because that's quite a high stat. Now, diplomatic endeavour is actually probably quite a good idea. We're going to want to improve those relations as fast as possible so we can start building up our trade empire, because the money's going to come in fast. We just need to be there to make use of it. Now, in terms of our starting privileges, see, we don't want to get rid of our republic, but this one is quite weak for the early game when we have so many really good options. Like I was saying about Genoa's flavour, the great and minor councils of Genoa reduces our crown power, sure, not amazing, but gives us some insane satisfaction over our nobility, our burghers, and all of our estates. And I'm really tempted to go for that. But what I'm also tempted to go for is harbour administration. And yet, with such a small landmass at the moment, we don't really need to focus on proximity. Now, don't get me wrong, it would be nice, but our economy is just going to come out of these 3 provinces. And I think we just have to be realistic about that, especially in the early game. So I'm going to swap this one out for now, and we're going to go for that great and minor councils of Genoa. Getting our estates to be loyal to us will be huge, and that will help in that respect. Now, we definitely don't want to buff up our nobility anymore, but we need to be careful not to over-buff our burghers, because being such a merchant republic and having so much gold coming in through trade down the line, hopefully, if we do it right, we're going to have problems with keeping our burghers in line. So we don't want to give them too much now. That it's going to be impossible to revoke them down the line. However, elite patronage and dedicated merchant courts are unique things for just republics. Maybe just Genoa, I'm not sure, but I think republics get them. Now, both would push us to plutocracy, which is probably a decent value for what we want to achieve in this game, even if it isn't very strong at the moment. So we could go down this line, but the effects they give to us are quite strong. But we want to keep them in line. So we're probably going to go straight for elite patronage, that and to get their loyalty up. And we'll see how it goes from that. In the meantime, is there anything we want to do in terms of our commoners? Representation in Parliament could be decent. We can always check on that later. I mean, we're a bit unsure whether we want to go centralised or decentralised is the big dilemma. Now, we can have a look in values in a second, but I think that's one we need to think about quite clearly, because if we're going around and making loads of trading vassals, that could be quite useful in terms of decentralised, but obviously centralised will give us a lot of proximity over here, and if we expand into mainland Italy as well. So it's a bit of a dichotomy. But obviously we'll go naval, we'll obviously go capital economies, we are at the moment, communalism, free subjects will be big for us, as will plutocracy, humanist, innovative. I think centralised versus decentralised is just a big dilemma. So do let me know in the chat if you guys have got any ideas in that one. Greetings from Denmark. You should play Denmark sometime. We love Denmark in Britain. It is the probably one of our biggest allies, I'd say, or probably the most like-minded individuals. Oh, we've got the Dutch as well. So we have a few people that like us, but that's not common on the continent. But no, we do like the Danes. They've got some good content in EU5 actually, so it's not a bad idea for a little bit of a Danish run through. We'll see where we go. Let's get time moving. We get some money coming in. We want to get that Republican tradition up as early as possible. And we'll definitely leave it on automated trade for now. We can delve into manual stuff later, but it's going to change so much in the early game. Now, we've got the Gaeliffs and the Gilbertines. That's quite a big early game one. Do we want to side with the Holy Roman Empire, or do we want to side with the Pope? And I think that's quite a big deal, because it's not Bohemia. It's still in the Gilbertines, and we are in the Gilbertines at the moment. It's basically North Italy versus South Italy. So I think we will stick with the Gilbertines for now. But you can always swap if you need be. And I mean, the Pope usually loses, right? They have loads of money, but they don't seem to do anything with it. So don't tie yourself to a losing horse. Is another big thing to consider. Now, do we want 100% burgher power in Genoa? Probably not. Let's not accept that. But we will expand their silk, even at the full price of 52 ducats, just because it's that strong. And we're going to want to get a cheeky little tailors guild industry going as well. Now, taking over Milan or vassalizing them quite early could be the move to stop that competition, because they get some insane buffs to their fine cloth industry. And if we've got silk, we want to use it for us, not to fund their more competitive cloth makers, if you will. Because there's no point in just building up an industry if they're going to do it better than us. I mean, sort of, if you know your modern economics, the theory of comparative advantage, where you sort of want... Oh, we have a new doge. Well, we'll see. We've still got to choose who we elect. But yeah, but to stick on comparative advantage for a second, basically a modern monetary theory where the best places in the world will produce the things that are best for them. So in this situation, what is the point in us producing fine cloth if we can just import it from Milan, who make it really efficiently? So if we can sell our silk to them, they make the cloth and we buy it back. That's probably the most optimal economic advantage in that theory. So how that works in EU5, we'll have to find out, of course. Centralized, because why not? Give it a try. I like centralized. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Now, we have our election. So, who do we want to choose to be our next doge? Is it simply we want the best stats, which is probably true? This guy is Luxemburgo Spiniola, has decent stats, 58, 46, 74. Obviously, admin is pretty much the best stat anyway. Like, if you have a look at the buffs you get from them, admin gives you some insane stuff like proximity, building costs, crown power. Diplo gives you a little bit, like in your diplomats. But military, morale isn't even that good of a stat, considering wars are essentially wars of attrition at the moment. And then you end up hiring mercs because of how strong mercs are. So military is such an underutilized stat at the moment for good reason. So I think we're going to go for Luxemburgio Spiniola, even though he is max on military, but he's got decent stats in the other two. And we have a co-ruler, someone to supervise the doge, and they have loads of points to be elected our next ruler. So who do we want to choose for that? This guy is okay. He's quite old though, so he might die before the next election. This guy's full on military. This guy is full on diplo. And Matteo Doria is pretty balanced. Where's the diplo guy? Yeah, we'll go for the diplo guy, why not? Now, our Crown Estate guys evaporated, unfortunately. But that is the way. Let's see if we can find someone better. I mean, we could always hire a courtier. Such an underrated button to press at the moment. Just having the ability to get some insane stats out of nowhere. We'll take a prestige hit on that one as we go forward. And I think we'll hire this guy here. He's 37 years old and he's got decent stats, so why not? Now, let's pull off into our changing societal values, and we're going to get down capital economy as far as possible. Okay, we're already there. How about free subjects? Free subjects is going to be so useful for us in this playthrough. Just have a look at those insane buffs. That pop promotion speed is going to be huge for us. Now, in the same vein, let's keep expanding our silk, get as much money in Genoa as possible at the moment. Now, in the early game, obviously, you want to sort of focus on just your capital and then work out from there, just from that centralized, as we all know. It's sort of why I'm considering going centralized as a value, because we just want as much economic advantage coming from these different states before we get our little trading posts all over the world. Now let's get some more scriptoriums going and get that economy going through. We were quite lucky with the starting resources we have around here in Italy. It's quite strong in terms of that regard. Now, we're pretty close to our next parliament, if I remember right. Yeah, we've got about a year. So lots of options in that one. So do we want to take slower ship construction or spend a little bit of money? Well, that's not really that bad, but we probably should invest in our navy. How close are we to these unique Genoa ships? Quite far out, so we'll save up for that. Our nephew has just come of age. Let's see how decent he is. Actually, we can probably check it by... he's okay, 16. I wish I could send him over to the... Do we take free money? Absolutely, let's take free money. I wish we could take him over to the Prussian Crusade. That could be really useful for us. But sadly, we can't. Take some olives, take some unique RGOs. I mean, we are capital economy, so we probably should just focus on our own stuff. But there's just too much to build in this game, ultimately. If you're quite efficient with what we build, you could probably put a much better economy out of it. I thought you didn't need Republican tradition as a merchant republic. Well, I mean, it's so cheap at the moment. Why not stick with it? So we have the offer to essentially have a coup, remove our unique government reform, and go to a Doge electorate, and essentially just become a normal merchant republic. Now, this buffs our trade capacity even more, and our trade income, our trade maintenance, foreign building cost. Yes, that sounds good to me. But it gives us 5 Republican tradition. So let's spend that on a policy. So we essentially have something to do with it. So we could go down the military order line and get those buffs for it. Possible clerics could be a good one as well. That's probably a good one. Considering how urbanized our land is at the moment, we'll get a lot of buffs out of it. And we will become a new Doge. There we go. Brilliant. Yeah, now going down the unique merchant republic. Perfect. And that will give us, if we ever get these high relations with other powers. Let's have a look at the paper states. If we go to trade office, we can make trade offices in the paper states. Now we've got a few. We can show you what it means. Because we'll then be able to start steering trade from this Neapolitan market into the stuff that we need and get some good money out of it. And whether we do that manually or automatically is obviously the big dilemma. But I don't know, so it's weird. I know you can get a lot more money on it, and I used to be a protagonist for this manual trade and actually doing it yourself, but when you've actually optimized the game and you go at double the speed of what you did before, and when you've actually played the game enough that you're like, oh, well, this is just tedious, it is sort of, why not just stick it in automated and see how the game goes? So, increased naval infrastructures, I think, is our best parliamentary debate here. It will make our burghers like us a bit more. We should be able to get some support for it pretty quickly. Yep. And it gives us that insane development aspect, which is obviously brilliant. Now, do we want to grant military orders to the clergy for free? I mean, I don't see a problem with it. Why not? Let's do it. Yeah, just look at that development. And obviously the buffs for development are insane. And oh, we've got now lost our another cabinet minister. Brilliant. We could put that new 16-year-old in our cabinet, actually. Whether it's worth it is a different question. I mean, yeah, let's roll a dice. We haven't got some good people, so let's hire a few courtiers and see if anyone's decent. Sort by admin, because obviously admin's the strongest stat. Yeah, let's get this guy. We'll keep on encourage free subjects for now, though, because we want to get as far down that as possible. Hi, Camille. How you doing? I appreciate that. Yeah, recently you tried playing as Venice. It's insane. No taxation needed at all. Trade maintenance discounts up to 100%. That's insane. So do you not just have to pay anything for any trade at all? I mean, it's such an underrated modifier. It's probably underrated is probably the wrong word, actually. It's a undervalued modifier, because if you look at all the trades we're doing, the reason why you see that little maintenance aspect there, it's basically, that's like the tariffs essentially going into an empire and out of, and you have quite a bit through being in the HRE as well. But it's such a invisible modifier that you can actually get a lot more money, especially through trade, if you actually put some effort into it. Now, let's keep investing in Genoa. We need to get as much development here as possible, even before the Black Death, and probably during it as well, because you can just isolate the cities, which is such a strong effect. I mean, it doesn't make sense in EU5 at the moment, does it, that you get a similar, well, even a better value out of being in a city if you've isolated it than if you were in the countryside. And I know the game does have modifiers for this, but just that ability to spend the 40 stab and save your entire nation is major. Now, do we want to join the coalition against Milan? Wait, are we leading the coalition? I think that little invitation is written wrong. Coalition against Milan. Although they want us to join them. We'll decline. We'll let them fight that and we'll do our own war. We probably should have got a CB during that parliament, but it's okay. Now, as you can see here, we've gotten some trade capacity because of our trade offices in Rome, and it's getting some decent economic value out of it. Exporting copper, selling them cloth, and it goes both ways with your investments into these other regions. You're not just importing their goods to your market, you can do whatever you want. You can export your goods to them and make loads of money off it. But for now, we should focus on getting that production up in Genoa. So more scriptoriums, and we'll go from there. We're probably going to want some lumber mills and masons soon as well to sort of subsequent our growing economy. More marketplaces, of course. And we need to be careful not to run out of people as well, because that's very possible. And that's why we're sort of focusing on 3 subjects. We've got a cheeky little pandemic as well, but it doesn't seem to be hurting us too much, which is okay. Keep investing more in Genoa. We've got a promising general as well. We'll take that. We need to get our maritime presence up here as soon as possible as well, because it's just obviously such an insane value. Ooh, parliamentary problems. We can remove this guy from the cabinet, or we can just take the stability hit, and I think we'll do that. We just need to get as much money through our doors as possible, and that's why I'm not really opposed to getting some early trade offices going, especially in other countries, because look how cheap they are. Well, since you get that merchant republic, they are so cheap. And that is exactly why we're improving relations with people. So we probably should do it with Provence as well, albeit they really don't like us. Castile is starting to like us more, as are Portugal. Let's do it with Portugal, why not? Improving relations with Papal States, we can stop that now. We've actually got some stuff in their territory. I don't think there's a big difference in what you get between manual and automated trade. There kind of is, especially in the early game. Like, if we optimize this, we definitely get some more money out of it. But the big debate is it worth it, right? Is it worth your time? Is it worth the effort when you're sort of wanting to play the game to get out of the monotony of life? We'll jump to most profitable. I know we like our spreadsheets, right? That's why we all play Parallax games. It is a spreadsheet simulator, but it is another level of depth, of investment and time and task that you need to decide, is it really worth it for you? Now, we have these Fondacos. What do they do? I've only seen them from the other side, actually. They give loads of trade advantage, trade capacity, maritime presence, and migration. Okay. But we sort of have to request them, I believe. So the Pope is getting absolutely smacked at the moment, which isn't awful for us. Let's have a look at our RGOs. Is there any good RGOs we can make? A few. And some seized property as well. Brilliant. We like seized property. We don't want to forget about our RGOs, even though we are going heavy into capital economy. Oh, and we have the Age of Renaissance. Now, which one do we want to go down in terms of our Merchant Republic? Obviously, you get quite a lot through like literacy. You get debts and loans here, bank interest, which could be quite good for us. Mercenaries. It's probably what's going to convince me over to that one, because hopefully we're going to be minted. So we have a lot of mercenaries that we can hire. March subjects are obviously very strong. Privateers and a military probably isn't useful for us. So purely because of these mercenary modifiers, which are obviously insane at the moment, we'll go down the admin style for Genoa. Now, let's get some more buildings going. We need to get as many as possible because we have so many good reductions for building costs. It's kind of crazy. Like, let's show you here. So getting a scriptorium only costs 26 in 1342. And that's just because of a lower base cost and some good masonry as well. We really can't complain. As you can see here, capital economy, building rights, admirability, development is insane. And as soon as we get into down 3 subjects, we'll start developing our provinces again as well. I also noticed that, in my opinion, monarchies are slightly stronger than republics in terms of crown power. During the Age of Absolutism, after the disaster, you don't get a crown power bonus. I mean, yes, but the economic advantages of being a republic are insane. So, and crown power is quite easy to stack in this day and age. You just sort of have to decide for yourself what is worth it for you. Like, I think when the game gets into a good state, you're going to be making decisions over not what is the meta always, not what you have to do, what you want to do for your nation and what is best for your country. You need to be, there shouldn't be a meta that we're talking about, oh, this value is better than this and this value is better than that. I mean, there's always space for a little bit of that, but it should be that this this value is better in this case, and you're making decisions based on what is good for your situation rather than what's good all the time. And I think EU5 really needs to get into that sort of space. Now, let's get a Republican Assembly made ASAP, because that 3 monthly tradition will drastically reduce the amount we're having to spend on cost of court. Something that's quite overlooked is stack your legitimacy buffs as high as possible, because it doesn't just go away into nowhere. It just means you have to spend less on making it. Like, we're spending 1.92 on cost of court, which obviously isn't that much, but it does add up. And let's push our let's actually get our nobles to like us a bit more. We want to stop these rebels. We could think about appeasing them, but I don't want to spend the money. We could give them a privilege as well. Is there anything we want to give them? Increased civic engagement could be quite good. Like I was just saying, for that monthly Republican tradition. A noble navy as well for progressing us towards navy. Yeah, I think we'll do that one. Pirates. Yes, we want to hunt the pirates down. Of course we do. Yeah, we need to get our unique galleys made now we've unlocked them. See, Genoa's galleys, they are so strong. They're the same price as traditional galleys, but you get 4 more cannons, 30 more crew size, and faster movement speed. Like, they're insane. Like, it's like a no-brainer to make them if you've got the money for it. So let's get on that ASAP. You still preaching 3 subjects? Absolutely, mate. Look at what we're going for at the moment. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no reason why Genoa wouldn't go 3 subjects, because it's just that type of nation. But in my opinion, they are just vastly better than the other options on the table. Like, you do get universal serfdom if you go down that line, but enfranchisement is so strong, and just getting into that peasant economy. I know a noble economy in the early game can be quite good, but eventually you're going to want to push stuff to your peasants and your free subjects essentially, and it just sort of delays that transition. Whereas like promotion speed, levy efficiency, peasant estate equilibrium, like, we're not complaining. Obviously enfranchisement, like, I do think they're in a good state that they can be balanced against each other, but no, that you can definitely make a choice, but I do think 3 subjects are still stronger, even though that is a slightly controversial view, I'm aware. Let's queue up a few more ships while we remember as well. Let's get them going. There we go. Now, can we make any more wharfs? And we need to actually urbanize our locations up pretty early, and then we should be able to get some good value out of it. We've definitely got some money coming in to do that. Let's chuck our burger tax up. We really need to get down our law changes. And getting to favour the wealthy will be so useful for us. Like, central council is good. Legislative efficiency is okay. It's not great anymore because they've changed how it has an effect on AE. But yeah, but getting rid of traditional distribution of power needs to happen. It's so shite. Can we improve relations with anyone else? So I do sort of want to invade Sicily, but peppering it with trade offices beforehand doesn't sound like a bad idea. If we could make Egypt like us. Ooh. Let's start building a spy knock in Naples, as they've just been excommunicated. We also spawned Renaissance, which is insane. That's brilliant. I somehow missed that, so that's going to get us to us really quickly, which is obviously home to some brilliant little buffs. If we have a look down here, where is it? Renaissance. Yeah, we want to get down to that possible government reform. So actually, I think I'm going to just embrace it straight away. What we're going to do is we're going to cancel our research queue after that. I believe I chucked some stuff down here. Yeah. And we're going to go straight for that additional government reform. As I showed you guys a second ago, we have some insane unique content that we want to use. So getting these insane buffs early would be really strong. And so getting so lucky using Spoiling Renaissance, we are very happy with that one. Now, how's our cost of court doing? Okay. We need to get a crown power up still. And we've got our parliament location. That's brilliant. So we'll stick it in Genoa to buff centralization. And we could go down support the state. But Market Expansion Acts is probably quite good as well. And we don't even have to pass this if we don't want to. What we can do is just use it for like CBs and stuff. So fabricate CB. Where would we want to invade? Well, this cheeky little state here is probably quite a big one. Are they under anyone's protection? No, just this tiny little nation of Tortiana. But they are allied to a few little states around us. Let's do it. That sounds like a good idea to me. So, we shall fabricate a CB on that little state there. Now, let's just check before we go in. Are we in a fit state to win a war? Probably. It depends how many people, though, of course. We don't want to take on a battle that we're not going to win. If we CB, yeah, that looks good to us. So what we just need to do is get a diplomat quickly. So we'll chuck our diplo spending up. The burghers should know it, even better. Some free parliamentary support, even though we're not going to spawn it. Why not change law instead? Well, we want to be arrogant to the land race. And there's nothing against us from spamming a few more of these if we've got the option to. It's not a bad idea. Like, contain banking, sure. Like, we're going to go down Renaissance. That's not really an issue. Favour the elites. I mean, to be honest, that's better than traditional distribution. So we could do that in the sort of temporarily. Now, I know our stability isn't great, but it would allow us to tax our nobles loads. So we'll see. We now have to pray we get some parliamentary support coming through. But I do think going for the CB there is a good one, because we've got now lots of options of people to invade. So we need to get that diplomatic spending in, and in the next month we'll have a free diplomat to go and do it. Who would you say is better to unify Italy? I mean, they're all quite good. I mean, I think Milan is quite strong. Obviously, they start with a gold province as well. Look how huge they are. We probably should have joined their coalition. It's a bit late now, but let's hope they don't try and bugger us up. Let's start this war before it's too late. So finale, Malspina. It's not CBU. Tortoni. Alessandra. Let's go for that. Get the parliamentary accrued claims, and brilliant. Now let's hire our levies. Quickly rush in there. Stop them spawning any troops. They want food access. Go away. Let's just deal with these people on our border quickly. It should be good land for us to take. We have failed our parliament, unfortunately. We tried to get there, but it's okay. Now, can we make any more buildings around here that we would like to? Well, carpenters, spinners, always good. Getting some dye makers in Genoa will be quite useful as well. This part of the world always struggles with dyes, albeit it's not very profitable right now. So what could make it more profitable? Cheap lumber. Let's get on that. And some stud farms. Never going to turn down lumber mills. They are very good buildings. And underrated as hell. So not many people join this war, actually. So just the Tortona up there. That's fine. So now we can cross over the straits quickly, get some naval levies up. Obviously, as we are such a maritime power, we're going to have loads of them, as you can see here. Let's ball our cheeky little navy. Now, this guy wants to serve in our administration. Oh, he's very good. Yes, please. Thank you. Not going to say no to that by any means. Let's get our new doge on the throne as well. On the throne? On our naval throne, if you will. And let's jump over to Sardinia. Obviously, that's Corsica in the north there, we've already got. But we need to annihilate Sardinia and get it under our control. Now, being on Encourage Diplo Rep at the moment as well, because we're improving relations with a lot of people, we're going to not take much AE. So we can probably take quite a lot, especially as we co-belligerated them. But they don't seem to have called in their allies, which is a little bit annoying, as I wanted to sort of murder the people around us as well. But we can't really complain too much. Milan's your favourite start. Yeah, they are good fun. They have really good industrial bonuses with their cloth industry. But my favourite game in Italy actually is Naples. They are so strong. Not just because of the peas they can get, but they can unify Italy really fast, even get to the north. They've got unique flavour and events. They can pop over to Asia as well. And they are just quite overpowered. So I can't really lie on that one. But they are very good fun. If you haven't done a Naples game yet, forming 2 cities as well, they are very, very good fun. You realise enfranchisement changes where just money goes, right? If you do 0 tax on peasants with full serfdom, you get 100% satisfaction everywhere while getting full tax on nobles. Sure, but then you make more money if you go down the peasant route. It's all about what is more important to you. And I think having different opinions on the economic meta is undoubtedly a good thing, right? There's a problem in a game if every decision that you made was the right one. And no, I'm very much open to be convinced. I've tried out both things now. I just thoroughly prefer the peasant build at the moment. Keeping everyone on the side, and just because you're taxing them doesn't mean they're going to hate you. Like, you can stack the buffs on them to make them like you as well. So it's just all going to be done in moderation. And you could go for a hybrid approach, right? You don't have to just do one. You can go both at the same time if need be. Now, I'm not saying that's the most meta thing, but everything depends on the nation you're playing. Now, let's just check they only negotiate for themselves. Brilliant. Let's take this one. I'm not even going to look at the AE because I don't want to. Let's start. Actually, let's peace out first before we move our cabinet minister. And let's take a hell of a land from you. Brilliant. Are we going to get a coalition? No, we'll be fine. Cool. Now we have lots of land. So let's bring our troops home. And let's start integrating these provinces. I don't want to make them vassals. They're too close to what we've got already, and we should be able to get some control over them. Actually, do we want to? What do you guys think? Should we make Sardinia, specifically, not Corsica, Sardinia into a vassal? Because it's slightly out of our proximity range at the moment. I know we're about to get a new government reform, and we could go harbour administration. But we've got a lot of options available to us. So it's actually a dilemma of whether we want to. What are we researching? We are going down Renaissance, right? Let's just check that. Good, we are. Brilliant. After that... Ooh, Republican electoral law. Let's rush down that. That's unique to us. Let's do it. Vassal, peasants for the pop growth. Yeah, the pop growth is good. Hey, you're very welcome to have a differing opinion, Stefan, right? There is no wrong answer. There are different advantages of different builds, right? If you like the noble build, do the noble build. My personal preference is a peasant one. And I think, especially for Genoa, there is no reason for us to go serfdom. Like, what are we getting out of it? That pop promotion speed is going to be insane for us. And keeping that, obviously wealth, right, is a good factor for how powerful an estate is. So keeping that money out of our burghers with enfranchisement and out of our nobles is going to be so important for us for diluting their influence in our economy. So demand unlawful territory from Upper Bavaria. Let's decline that. Maybe not, but we might need to source some allies so we don't get murdered. So offer alliance. What will the paper state like us? That's good. But I do think... Oh, we're going to get called into that. I'm an idiot. Oh, well. Yeah. like you said, King. If there's only one way to play, why bother playing, right? Now, we've just been called into a billion wars. I will accept that one. Yeah. Have I just been called into both? It doesn't look like it. Brilliant. We've somehow got out of that one. Oh, nope, never mind. Right, let's just hope they don't come to us. I mean, or we try and save them, which doesn't look like it would go very well. But we do have the money for mercenaries or a professional army. So, do we want to gather up a new mercenary army? Yeah, maybe not. Let's not get involved in a war that is on the other side of the world. I think modern nations could maybe take some advice from that one. Like I said, Stefan, you're very welcome to disagree. I think it's a lot more situational than you make out. Do we want to take Banky straight away? Well, probably not. Let's let it spawn a bit more. I know we get the research speed from it, but there's no sort of inherent... Ooh, that's not great. Maybe I shouldn't have joined this war. Right, they've got here quick. But we can beat up that navy, so let's go and do that. We've got... See, that galley investment was very useful for us. Now, they shouldn't get food there, so we can just wait. We can wait them out here. We might actually be able to win the Papal States this war. Because if they just waste all their troops trying to siege down Genoa when they've got no food, we are in a very good place. So 6.4 thousand troops, no leader, and they're not able to get food. So it seems to keep control of the seas. It's not this cheeky little navy trying to get over. Albeit we are just sort of farming ships off them at the moment. Gonna keep catching them up. There we go. Another good battle won. Let's get down there. But like, as you can see, Naples are very strong, and this is the reason why I was saying they're my favourite nation to play in Italy. We might need a merc stack, you are right, but we'll see. I don't want to spend the money unless I have to. Obviously, money compounds insanely, so we want to get as much money going into our economy as possible, but it might not be possible in this scenario. Scriptoriums, yeah. Being under siege is painful, but what we might have to do is go on a little cheeky trip to let them continue wasting their men sieging for now. I mean, that's sort of one of the big things of my frustrations with the AI is why they don't take into account food when they're doing these little incursions. Now, are they stuck in that port? It looks like it. Let's go and fuck them up. There we go. Cheeky little stack wipe. Split up our army, get over to the north. Is it possible to build the Suez Canal? I can't find any information. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't played that late. I'd be really interested to find out. I know you could in EU4. It could be something they just haven't put in yet. Like, they've got a lot of content to add. But also, don't forget, a lot of people don't make it to the later 1800s part of the game. It's for people to play that far, there needs to be that consistent flavour, and it just isn't there yet. I'm sure it will be. I think the Papal States better give me a bloody knighthood after this, or a sainthood. We are bloody winning this war solely from them. Right, let's actually get integrated in that province, even with... We might be stuck at war for a while, which obviously means we can't go for a sort of vassalization. That was sort of the consensus of what we wanted to do. How long do your campaigns did you go for? I mean, a lot of mine, I sort of play up to about 1600, and then it's sort of... You get to the point in the moment where you have infinite money, you are the strongest power, you don't really have people opposing you, whether it's with colonies or war, you sort of outscaled the big blue blob. And it's like, maybe I won't continue. It's very different if you're a multiplayer, right? When you've got other players matching you. But I find in single player, I go about there and we see. But I do need to play on more, but there needs to be more of a incentive to do so, if that makes sense. Right. I would love if the Papal State just pieced out right now. But let's go and deal with some more Neapolitans. The Black Death has arrived. And I mean, that will annihilate that army because it's probably in Genoa straight away. At least I wouldn't be surprised. Let's knock over there and wipe them out quickly. A bit they're running away from us. Do we want to join the anti-feudal revolters? Or we could just make him a general. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's go to unsiege Corsa again. We should get a cheeky stack wipe here, which is good. Lovely. And this is all population we're taking out of Naples, so in the long term, it's not a bad thing at all. We do need to jump over to Sardinia as well, though. It's the beauty of playing as a naval nation, right? You can do this sort of stuff. You can just sort of jump around, being obnoxious. As long as you've got the strong enough fort to do it. Banned books? Yeah, we'll take the stability. Why not? Can't complain at free stab. Yeah, you stop around 1650. Jump over. That's a cheeky little stack wipe as well. You can win that battle. Yes, I can win that battle. See, they're down to 3.5 thousand. But they've got no food. So I'm going to let the siege go on a little bit longer. Because we can't fight this 12,000 stack here. And I need to maintain as many people alive as possible. So we can deal some damage when we need to. But they're about to win the siege. So now we run over to Genoa. And we deal with them. There we go. 1.6 thousand. And let's see if we can catch them for a stack wipe. Where are they retreating to? Oh, they're going all the way to Avignon. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm trying to upgrade it to a city. Yeah, fair enough. Bubonic plague. Let's have a look at the bubonic plague actually. How's it doing? Right, let's take the hit. What we need to do is we need to. Can we isolate the cities? Our burghers don't like us enough. That's painful. Let's give them a privilege. So we've got control over the coinage, control over monetary policy, which we could do. Dedicated merchant courts looks quite good. Let's do that, and then we can isolate cities. Brilliant. And that should keep as many people alive in Genoa as possible. Oh, but it's a bit too late to make a hospital, so we made a mistake there not predicting that, but that is the issue with playing fast. But I'm not complaining with an optimized game. Yeah, colonial games do feel a bit meh at the moment. We've got a bit of a playthrough going where we're sort of trying to learn it and see how we go from there. But a lot of it is just flavour. Oh no. Come on. If we can catch this navy, we are so set. Get them. Brilliant. Right. That's insane. Oh, we took some food damage there, which is frustrating, but not the end of the world. We could see if we could peace out. We've done some damage to them. Oh no, they don't seem to respect our contribution, which is sad. Right, we need to really push hard on stability investment. That minus 72 is honking. These mini navies are starting to annoy me. they're going to start burn the expired medicine or make the burghers pay for it. Oh, we got the money to do it. Let's do it. We need to keep as many people alive as possible. That's sort of what you have to do in the early game. The damage is going to be there. Try and minimize it. That's all we can really do. We also don't want to overbuild in our cities. We've got a plan for the future. Guild investments is decent too, absolutely, but we don't want to overdo it. Now. Yeah, you're not wrong with the noble build, Stefan, but you've got to realise with control and proximity, right? That innately increases your enfranchisement. So as you get further and further into the game, if you do a longer save, the noble build gets worse and worse and worse. So why not max into that peasant proximity and just get it there early game, right? I do think the noble build is much better in the early game. But I do think it transcends to the peasant one later on. Now, we can agree to disagree, right? But, yeah, I do think it's a good state for the game that you have these debates, that there is no one answer that rules them all. Because there never should be in a game, right? It wouldn't be fun if there was. No, enfranchisement is such a weird stat, but it's so important. Now, we have done our bit here for the Pope. We've killed 5,000 people. Can you just peace out? Because I'm not going to be able to save him. I really should have checked whether he was going to be murdered before I allied him. And I did see it. It was a bit of a brain fart. Right, let's go and take out that 500 down there. So the Neapolitan economy, is so strong that they can just pump out these regulars. Like, what is their tax base at the moment? 71. I'm actually surprised. I thought it'd be more than that. I guess it is the AI rather than the player, don't forget. Hey, we'll have to agree to disagree then, Stefan. I am a big proposer of free subjects. Very, very strong. Oh no, the Black Div is fully hitting us in our army at the moment. That's painful. Let's do the cheeky strategy of detaching our levies and deleting them, and then we can always rehire them and see if we can get some more out of it. Oh, 800. Never mind. That didn't go very well for us. Ooh, is that the war over? Nope. I'm just being their mule, essentially. Okay. That is sad. Hopefully the Papal States will peace out soon. Right, so we need to get our stability up ASAP. We are spending way too much on our diplomacy. But we probably should improve some relations at the same time as well. Let's get Aragon going in the short term. Same with France. England. Hungary. Yeah, that's some good ones. Can we peace out, please? I wish the Pope would just bloody peace out, but it doesn't seem like they want to. Are you... Oh, your levies are going to die. Let's wipe them out. Brilliant. We've got the manpower for it. We'll be fine. We do have a Star Gentry. Oh, we've got a City Guard. That's brilliant. That's essentially our equivalent. Well, the Pope... Look how much money the Pope has. And it's fully occupied, so it's not able to do anything. That's crazy. Let's just stick on a hunt navies in these sea zones in the meantime. Quickly assess. We don't want to go too far that we get caught out, which is definitely possible. All sorted. Why are you going up there? Perfect. So that should cover it. Now we need to get our... See, wait, what are you doing? There's an army that's literally... Right. Manual control is needed, it seems. Let's lock them in there. Oh, yeah, we're cooked. Can we afford mercenaries, or do we just need to get occupied and let the Pope peace out? That could be the play, actually. Right, hopefully now we're occupied, they can just peace out. Bloody Pope. Oh, what can we do? Right, let's stick our navy at least in our sea zone so we can buff some maritime presence while we're being annihilated. And... yeah, bailiff doesn't actually reduce enfranchisement if it's a even equilibrium. Let me show you. So I know we can't build any at the moment. But a bailiff, if you hover over its buffs, it reduces enfranchisement by 10%, but increases control by 20%. Now, control obviously gives you that equal to enfranchisement as you push up. So your noble strategy works when you've got a low control economy, but you don't want a low control economy. You want a high control economy. That's the difference. I'm a big protagonist for the having a billion subjects as well, right? So maybe that's where we're disagreeing, because if you've got a noble economy on somewhere where you've got loads of land, it's all low control, and you've got basically no enfranchisement, so it's all going to your nobles. Sure, go for it. If you've got loads of subjects and you've just got a bit of land that is high control, you're going to get so much more value out of a peasant economy. That's the dichotomy, but it's also a thing as the game goes on, right? Because your control gets better as the game goes on. Your economy gets better as the game goes on. And slowly, in my opinion, your nobility economy gets weaker. It's not just a meta for the entire game, and I think that's a good thing for the game state. Now, do we want to go for a trade office network so we can spam those foreign buildings, or harbour administration? Now, we're going to probably release this as a subject as soon as we get out of this. We could also go down bank ledgers as well, which is quite good. That minus 20% trade maintenance is such a very good buff, as is going for this again. But I would like harbour administration, that's the issue. Now, let's have a look at the continental map quickly. Italy, so yeah, it would count, okay. Local army organisation, if we wanted to push 3 subjects fast as well. Probably a waste this time. Let's push bank ledgers. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. We'll go trade office. We're going to get as many of these little trade offices going as possible, so we're not just over-reliant on our own provinces when stupid shit like this papal war happens. Yeah, that's madness. What can we do about it? Can we just peace out, please, Mr. Pope? Like, you have lost. You've destroyed my entire army trying to lose as well. Like, come on now. We're not getting out of this one alive. And I'm not losing shit for it, so come on. Right, we have... our Doge has died. That's unfortunate. So we've got a new election. And we're in debt as well, which is not fun. This war has not gone very well for us, but we will take the 80 guy as our ruler. Let's do it. We only invited him to our kingdom a few days ago, so that's quite good for us. Well, there goes our army. That's frustrating. It's fine. Short-term pain, long-term gain. The Pope will like us. Byzantium want to ally us. Oh my god, they're actually winning. Let's do it. The amount of trade offices that we could make over here and get some insane value out of it. Let's do it. Right. Pope, you are losing by minus 100%. Just peace out, man. There we go. And we have to pay them war reparations. Are you mad? Right, yeah. Why did we do that? Oh, they didn't even piece the Pope. They pieced us. Yeah. I have an agenda against you, Pope. We're no longer friends. We are done. I'm done with you. Right, let's try and fix our economy. So, we need to get our naval levies down. Brilliant. Now, we have a lot of, well, shite in terms of the fishing boats that we need to get rid of. So, let us remove all of these fishing boats from our arsenal. Like, keeping a few isn't bad, but we just can't afford it, considering our economy has just been decimated by war and the Black Death. So we also need to get pushing our traditional galley fishing boat. Yeah, we need to get rid of all the fishing boats, please. It's just not worth it. More fishing boat. There we go. Let's delete all of you. Brilliant. So 23 ships. Okay, I think that is maintainable. Now, let's push our noble tax up in the meantime. Make a bit of a noble economy, see if you will. And we'll get that going. Look, Stefan, we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. And I think that's a good thing for the game, that you can play the game differently. So what percentage of your trade is manual versus automated at the moment? We don't talk about that. No, I used to be a big proposer for that manual trade, but it's just not worth it. It's not. Maybe later when we create our trade funnels, we'll have to see, but we have just been decimated, so let's get over that first. But our economy is rebounding. Now let's see if let's get that recovery effort going, because we've got a lot of bad let's have a look here at these debuffs. Yeah, that bad prosperity is painful, and we don't want bad prosperity on Easter. Yeah, I do know what you mean, right? It's just tedious as hell. Manual trade is not worth it. But creating trade funnels later on could be the play. We'll have to see. Let's create a few vassals at the same time as well. Create subjects. Historical subject. Ooh, let's do it. We have you. You'll be a vassal. You as well. There we go. I'll keep this up for ourselves. And we should get some good value out of these ones economically, because they'll get that high control. It's brilliant. Works for both of them. Great. We've lost cores. Oh, that is sad, but it's okay. Now we're still integrating the bits to our north, which is fine. Auto build is better, except castles. Well, our castle has done quite well for us there, so we definitely don't want to get rid of that one. We are running out of food. Is that just a Black Death thing? Yeah, it could be. We don't have the provinces to make something of it at the moment, so we'll have to deal with that one later. Do you think battles should provide more war score? I feel like I can never get above 10%, even on show superiority, at least after the first 100 years. I mean, yes and no. I think it should just scale with the relation to your nation, right? And I think it's trying to do so, but maybe not in the way it should. Like, maybe it should differentiate on your type of army as well, right? If you lose your levies, maybe that should be a much bigger war score in comparison to losing those regulars. Or maybe a mercenary should be a lot less. It's a dichotomy, and it's got to rebalance a bit. I do think it should be a bit more, and maybe the cap should be higher, because they've made EU5 a big population simulator, right? There's no point in having it be this gigantic thing if you're not going to put any value to losing that population in war. Now, let's get this promoted urbanization going. A free town is very important this early in the game. And cabinet action. Let's push back to free subjects, as we love our free subjects over here. Now, food access, sure. We just need to make people around us like us, which is good. But we are improving relations with too many people. So let's cut off arrogant, as we don't want to spend on our diplomacy at the moment. Let's cut off England. You're a bit too far away. And we'll maybe spend 5 on diplomacy. Right, we do have banking creeping up on us. Let's get that embraced. I mean, we're down in the dumps as it is, so we'll probably benefit from that. But we're still pushing down for these cabinet seats and cost of court, which is brilliant. I think probably that cost of court research is actually a slight mistake. We shouldn't, with how low it is, we shouldn't have done that so early, but we can learn from that. Now, do we want to grant religious diplomats to the clergy? It's actually quite a good privilege. Let's do it. If it's free, why not? But like I said, we don't want to overbalance our estates and get too many privileges that we can't revoke. And we're definitely at risk there with our burghers, with 7 privileges given to them. That's a bit risky, so we do have to be careful if we ever give them any more. But we can deal with that in the future. I don't find it necessary when you have an auto-clicker. No, I do like my manual building. I do like sort of curating how my economy goes, right? And I think that's sort of the big bit of EU4, that you want to create a nation in your image. You want to be ambitious and sort of min-max it a bit. Otherwise, what's the point in just doing what you want? But as long as you do it all in moderation. Like, I've got no problems with just going, oh, let's just have a cheeky expand of our RGO there, because the game sort of sees where the opportunity is. Everything in moderation. Now, we don't want to overdo this fish here, because we want to urbanize this as well as fast as possible, as we want to get as many marketplaces as possible. Now, has our trade office network come in? It has. Brilliant. Let's get some more trade offices going. All around the world, because we'll get some good money out of it. Even our vassals in Byzantium as well, and they're really cheap. Like, oh my god, look at that. 3 ducats for a trade office. That is insane. Like, at that point, why not? Like, we're going to get so much economic value out of it. And let's just stack them up, right? Like 11. If you did that in an MP game, right, the Byzantium player would murder you, making 12 trade offices in them. I would literally scream if I was their player, but the AI is not going to do anything about it, so let's keep going. We've got the money for it, and it will bring us in some good buffs. Like 4 ducats is literally a no-brainer. Even in like Muslim nations and stuff, like why not? But we do need to get more opinion with them. We can definitely get on that down the line. It's just so cheap. In your current Prussia war, I've won 90 battles against my coalition, and only 2.2 war score from battles. The casualties are 120k to 490k. Yeah, that definitely feels not tuned right, let's say. I didn't remember building an archer thing. Where's that come from? I think we've seen some sort of glitch there, but I'm not complaining. Ooh, do we want a free town and a castle? Yes. Thank you. I will be deleting that castle though, but I'll take the free town. Yeah, we need to get our debt paid off. Let's push up our minting and get that debt paid off, because inflation is much better for you than debt. Like, 180 debt is murdering our crown power. Oh wow, we need to sort out our nobles anyway first. They must be quite close to rebelling. Yeah, they are. So what can we do about that? Well, we could go... Yeah, let's do increased civic engagement. It will buff their power up a bit, but that should balance out our burghers, so it's not too bad. Oh, we didn't get any equilibrium from that? Oh, ouch. Well, I'm not giving them another one. Actually, I could be convinced, because our burghers are going to become the problem. See, this is the point where you just zoom out and auto-click. Pretty much. In the MP you're in, my Milan went Ambrosian Republic and Merchant Republic. And you've convinced them to allow you to build the trade offices. Yeah, they are insane. And look how cheap they are, right? We're getting the bloody 3 ducat cost trade offices over here. Like, it's incredible. But for the domestic player, they are quite a hindrance as you take up their trade capacity. So it's weird. Ooh, we have marriages arranged. Like a new cabinet seat. Let's get that up. Who do we want to get in our cabinet? Is there anyone from our crown estate quickly? Let's have a look. I'm up blind, but I didn't see anyone. But what we want is a guy high in admin. This guy's 18 years old. He could join a Hungarian order. Did he get admin from that? No, military. Okay, let's do it again. We've got the money for it. Let's just hire some more courtiers. Right. That should be enough. Now, please. Yeah, there we go. We've got some good guys. See, that was overkill from me. I did not need to do that, but we're fine. Right, let's get you on. Developing our capital province. That's big. We need to get that ASAP. We're quite close to getting maxed out on 3 subjects, which would be very, very good for us. I can see you're dying in that hill, Stefan. And you're very welcome to. I think the beauty of EU5 is that you can find your own ways to play it. Now, we are almost integrated up here. Are we going to get it cored, though? What's the culture sort of situation like? The Hatred Emperor is dead. That's sad. It's Emilian and Ligurian, and that's Emilian. Have we got that accepted? Let's have a look. No, we don't, but we can do. Have we got enough capacity? Yeah, we do. Let's do it. Oh, we need the prestige. That's fine. Let's cut our noble tax back. We need to make them like us a bit more, which will be fine. Cut our army maintenance as well. Let's just get our economy getting healthy again, and we'll be so fine. So, are we building anything in Genoa? No, we're not. But we don't really have the population for it, to be fair. So, let's get some more stud farms going. Horses are so valuable. Especially in this region of the world where there aren't that many in terms of RGOs. Like, if you're playing somewhere up here, you've got quite a lot of horse RGOs. But, no, we'll be fine. Stud farms are going to be a good economic advantage for us. And I mean, the more high-level buildings we stack out in Genoa, the best economic advantages out of it. Why are you scared to hover over our town tax breakdown? Well, let's have a look. Let's give it a go. So we're getting 12 to our nobility, 8 to our clergy, 26 to our burghers, and 19 to our commoners. And that's in Genoa where we've got 100% control. No, don't get me wrong, right? Nobles' economies are very good in the early game because you can sort of consolidate that pretty much entirely behind your nobility, rather than you're just left with 18%. But we can tax all of this. We just need to get our laws set, and don't get me wrong, we still haven't even set any. So our next priority, I think, has to be getting off this traditional distribution of power. No more fancy CBs. We'll just get on that. Now we shouldn't be too far away. Actually, no. To be fair, we did just get that free town, so we'll be a few years away. Yeah, 2 years. But after that, we'll be so set. Now, let's get our Doge again on the high seas, if possible. Where are you? Am I blind? He is leading an army. Okay, let's get him off that. Put you on, and let's get him on a navy, because we want to push down naval ASAP as well. And then we just need to keep improving relations with people. So more diplomatic spending. We'll get more of these trade offices going, and then the money should start rolling in automatically, even without manual input. And that's the big bit. So get some more marketplaces in our mainland as well, and start repaying these loans. How long have we got to go on this debt? Because we need to get it back ASAP. Yeah, let's get this going. 6 months, 9 months, 8 months. Yeah, let's get out of debt. The penalties of being debt are painful. You can see our crown power going up significantly just from paying those ones back. Let's just push that money. Yeah, we need to get some more people back into Genoa after that Black Death as well. We have quite a lot of labourers around, so we can do some more like stud farms and make our own economy that way. Lumber mills as well will be quite useful. I mean, that's always good demand for your economy. Do we want to take Republican tradition or free trade? Prestige. Actually, we probably shouldn't have done that, so we need to make this one's core if it's okay. Professional armies, yeah, we take it now. Yeah, that's all. We've got the money for it. It's all good research progress. Make libraries as well. There's such a strong early game building. You need to get all of your core stuff set. And we should have quite a few books for it with our scriptorium industry. We can always make more, obviously. We've now got this beautiful diarchy over here, which is going to make so much economic value for us. Actually, it's probably worth getting a road there if we haven't already. Oh, we do. Cool. Let's check for bridges as well. I'm getting in the habit of making all these trade offices but not actually focus on our domestic economy. So we do need to ensure that we do that. The inflation, let's have a look. Yeah, only 13%. It's okay. Who do we want as our new ruler? Oh, that guy's good. 71, 87, 80. That's sort of the advantage when you are a merchant republic of just spamming courtiers like we did. I sort of said, oh, I've maybe overdone that at the time, but we got to hire one as our new ruler. And getting those insane buffs for it is quite strong. Julio, you can get into the cabinet, why not? We're almost at 3 subjects. That's brilliant. Now, obviously, plutocracy is quite weak at the moment, but obviously we are a trading nation, so we might want to stick with it. That's a bit of a dichotomy that we can deal with later, but pushing innovative is always very, very good. So we'll go for that next, probably, or centralized. Yeah, actually, yeah, I am right. Let's go down centralized. I think we've got the ability to benefit from it, especially in this northern Italy bit. Just sort of get our economy rolling, and we can deal with all of that later. Let's make a charcoal kiln there, a tar kiln. Get our core buildings going, and our tax base is doing quite well. And we are still on max minting, so let's pull that back a bit. But we've got some good economic buffs out of it. We need to get some more people into Genoa. Let's start doing that, actually. Encourage migration. There we go. Non-enforcement of ordinances. Let's just deal with it. We've got a lot of Republican tradition buffs. We can deal with that. Now, our nobility are still not very happy with us. We're going to get looks like we're going to get a cheeky revolt. So, we don't have manpower, but we could go down the Merc line. Or, we find some allies. Is there anyone who wants to ally us? Let's have a look. There are actually. We've got Malspina here. Ferrara. Ferrara seems like a decent one. Venice as well. Surprised Venice wants to ally us, but I'm not saying no. And where else? Who wants to be friends? Castile. Now that is a good friendship. Cool. We can just let that revolt happen now if we need to. Now let's go back to trade offices and get some more going. Like Lisbon, let's do it. Rome, let's do more. They're so cheap. I mean, there's literally nothing to not get from it. Like the trade capacity we're getting in this market already, we're able to just push these goods around and get a lot of money out of it. And the more crown power that we can get, the more of that money that goes to us, which is always good. Pop satisfaction or religious influence. We'll take the religious influence. Pop satisfaction is probably one of the most underrated modifiers in the entire game. Inflation is just a number, but it's much better than having debt. Right, balance the budget. Now, we don't necessarily need to pass balance the budget. Now, I'm really tempted to go down this burger tax exemption. Because we wouldn't be able to tax them pretty much at all, right? But the money is just going to go into our burgers and they'll spend it in our economy. Especially if we allow them to build like roads and stuff. But it would allow us to get that favour the wealthy law, which would be huge for us. Let's do it. So we can now go for change laws, traditional distribution of power to favour the wealthy, allowing us to tax the shit out of them. Even if we can't at the moment. Which now needs to ensure that we pass balance the budget if possible. Even with our nobility not liking us. Yeah, they are about to revolt, but what we're just going to do is try and ride it out. Now, centralisation is our next port of call. And we can get quite far into centralisation, so we've got some good angle in that way. Now, our economy is going to suffer for a bit. Like, we do have a long period that we're going to have without being able to tax the main part of our economy, but I'm not against it. There's a reason why we chose it. Now, let's sort of build a spine up there as well, and we sort of want to improve relations as well. And there we go. Here's our civil war. Let's call in our friends. Where is this civil war? Because it doesn't seem like it's just Corsica. Well, that's fine. Let's go deal with them. We might not even have to spawn our rebels. So we'll get to the stage later where we'll be able to sort of sort out all of these rebels and stop them firing. But for now, just sorting out our estates this way isn't the worst thing in the world. Now, I would have much rather we prevented this. We got very lucky with how tiny it is and not spawning on our mainland. But hey, we did well. Not complaining. I do think values should be better than others, but they should be hard to achieve. Make centralisation stronger, so people have to choose subject spam or a good value. That's not a bad way to handle it, actually. I don't think you're completely wrong there. Where have you got more land? Am I behind? Where is it? They must have more land somewhere. Surely. Balance the budget passed. Brilliant. We lose inflation. Even better. Down to 10%. That's not too bad. Let's get that going down though. Food access from Castile. Sure. Where are you, my friend? Ah, you're over here. Okay. Let's go and deal with you. Our economy's doing okay though. Not complaining in that respect. Let's get some more buildings going. A lumber mill specifically. Let's ensure actually that we've got our masons subsidised. There we go. So we have unlimited masonry going around our economy. And look, we've already got the trade income coming in. See, we're getting quite a lot from it. And we just need to sort of buff that up as possible. I mean, with how cheap they are, it's pretty much a no-brainer, right? More scriptoriums needed? Or how do they do it? We have dyes now, which is good. We probably want to continue investing in that. Right, let's get this civil war sorted, and then we'll be fine. It should be sorted already, right? I'm surprised it's still going on. There we go. Right, the rebels are sorted. Thank you, allies, but we sort of did that ourselves, so I was sort of over scared. I maybe should have checked how big. I think that's a problem, right? You can never sort of see how big a noble economy is going to be, and a noble rebel, because they sort of have it's like 50 people, and then they take over half your country, because obviously those are the people who land, or 12 people and they take over 2 provinces. It's sort of a gamble. I think that's sort of the thing that EU5 really needs to improve. That transparency in all walks of the game. I mean, it will get there, I'm sure. But that's why I do like that they're listening to people. They're putting out these surveys, they're asking for opinions, asking for thoughts, and that's the way you make a good game, right? You've got to listen to the people who are playing it. And a lot of people can't play it. It's like sometimes these games just gripe with you. You've got to find your target audience. There's no point in trying to open up to the masses if the masses don't want to play it. It's sort of like, I love the idea of Vicky 3, and it's sort of why I like EU5 so much, because you've got the in-depth economy that Vicky should have. But because the combat in Vicky is so poor, it's I can't touch it. Don't forget about roads in your small country. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. They're expensive though on that small terrain, but more importantly, we've got that road to the Dai province, where you can see all of the wealth is going to our peasantry, which is useful because we can tax the hell out of them. Now we're going to do a temporary tax on our nobles as well, get some income coming in. The more money we can get, the better it is for us. Now we've got some free population doing nothing in Savona, so let's give them something to build. Have we got all libraries sorted yet? Let's have a look. We do. Not in Genoa though, so let's get sorted. The Black Death is gone, that's brilliant. Now we do need to get this Republican electorate law sorted. So do we want Board of Admiralty, which progresses us towards naval, citizenry, which buffs up our burghers, but that power is going to creep up very quickly. Dynastic rule for Diplo Rep, landholders to buff up our nobility, progress us towards serfdom. I think we're just going to push towards naval actually. Albeit those burgher buffs do look enticing. As does actually pushing up our nobility buffs, because we want to not just buff up our crown power, but dilute that gigantic burgher power that we've already got coming in. So why not buff up our landholders actually? Go closer to that noble economy, but sort of just dilute the power into the pot, because when you're considering your estates, you're not just dealing with zero-sum values. It's a pot, and you're just changing the contribution in that pot. So that's why when you're giving privileges to one side, you should always consider how it affects the other side. So let's push up our commoners a bit to dilute that pot. So communal lands we could do. Fewer levies we could do, but it's a risk. But especially before we've got our economy going up. Represented in Parliament sounds like a no-brainer though. Getting that enfranchisement up. Now, we have some patriots that don't want to be a part of our cheeky little nation. But we need to get, we do. We have the prestige. So what we can do now is we can integrate them. Accepting them and getting them hopefully as cores. And that rebellion should like us now. We've accepted them, but we'll see. They don't like our nobility taxes, so we can pull back on that. Now, Savona, you are a olive RGO, so that's not really that important for us actually. Let's get some industry over there. Demand on lawful territory, decline. Thank you very much, but we appreciate you. Thank you for trying at least. Did you get the email for beta testing? Can you disclose with us? No, I can't. When I make Paradox content, right, it's a conflict of interest and it would be bad for me as well, because if I went and applied for the beta testing, which I'm not going to lie, I was interested in doing it, but I thought about it a bit more. And then if I knew something in that beta testing and then accidentally said it on stream, or knew something that I couldn't say on stream, it would be, or in a video, it would be hard for me. So I decided not to go for it. And I don't think I get accepted anyway because I make content on Paradox games, right? It is a clear conflict of interest. But I would advise anyone, if you've got the time for it, go for it. Be a part of EU5 hopefully becoming the game it should be. Why not? I mean, I really believe it's got a big future, and I think you need to listen to people to get there. So why not? Go if you've got time, go for it. Now, we need to get these roads sorted to get that control and proximity up. They are not fans of us at the moment, but they're not cores yet, so we're fine. So why is their monthly control going down if max control is 66? Oh, unlawful territory. That's painful. That is really painful. We could potentially deal with that though. Let's get down centralization first, and we could always increase control. Actually, how much would it be? Would it get us going? It would. Yeah, let's do that. Once they're cored, the unlawful territory thing should not cause us many problems, but it is still annoying, obviously. Get some more lumber mills going. Lumber is going to be such a scarce resource in Italy that creating a cheeky little economy out of it is not a bad thing at all. We just need to keep going and keep getting that economy going, because when we make more trade offices around the entire world, we're going to get bank out of it. So let's build some more over here, build some more over here. We're sort of hoovering up places in these other countries, but we are getting money out of it. Like, we're already making 18 from trade, and that is gonna get a lot higher. If only we could make Egypt like us, that'd be amazing. Who else can we make like us? England, let's do it. Hungary like us now. Serbia, we can try. What about the other Italians? Siena, let's do it. We don't really need to take land at some point in the game if you can just control trade without them. You can just do it through buildings. Now, they've got independence from Aragon. So when's our next parliament? Only 2 years. We could do a cheeky little war on that one. Now, I believe these vassals that we released here have cores. Well, where does it show it? I'm being a bit blind. There we go. Yeah, Pisa. Oh, Pisa have cores down there. That's interesting. They do, but our vassals don't. Oh, they do in the north though. That's fine. Cool. So we can give them that, and we can make a new vassal in the south as well. That's brilliant. And we just want to get as many of these cheeky trade offices going ASAP. I mean, it's all good money into our, and they're so cheap because we've just stacked the bus for it. Now, when you've got the building cost debuffs, you've got trade office network, you've got Merchant Republic. They just, yeah, they become infinitely cheap. A monastery in trouble. Prosperity decrease, we'll take that. We can always deal with that. I mean, we're not even building stuff in our own economy at the moment. We're sort of spamming in other people's. Venice has joined us against Verona and Lucca. Sure. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to help, but let's do it. I much prefer having friends to not. Let's raise some levies. It will hurt our economy, but we're getting so much from trade anyway. It's not the end of the world. Stick our peasant and burgher tax in auto at the moment because it will just push it up as it gets more. And how's our debt doing? Got one more? Let's get it sorted so we're out of debt completely. Now, we are against Verona and Lucca. Let's push up. If we can get some land out of this, that would be brilliant. How is our antagonism doing, actually? Let's have a look. So, there's basically nothing. Okay, so we're ripe to take new land, which is perfect. Provence have quite a few allies, though, including the Papal States, who are obviously one of ours. But we do have Castile, so we can sort of do whatever we want. And that could include Aragon. I'm sure Castile would actually be quite amenable to a war with Aragon. And there's a lot of land we can sort of take from them. Like Mallorca, Cagliari, they've already been released, which is perfect for us. But when we go down that naval proximity route, getting this coastal land here would be brilliant. But unfortunately, you can only make so many CBs. But on that vein, actually, let's pull back from Siena quickly. And Serbia. Get some diplomats coming in, and we can start making some spy networks and seeing what we can achieve. Advancements of the burghers. Sure, go for it. Tailors Guilds. Let's go for it as well. Got a lot of money coming into our economy, so we can't really complain. Especially on Easter. We do like some money coming in. Oh, I hope you guys got all of the Easter eggs you desire today. I know how expensive chocolate is at this day and age. But our control is increasing nicely over here. So let's keep upgrading our dyes as well. Dyes is such a strong resource in the early game. A royal guest. Huzzah! Free prestige. Let's take it. We are almost integrating these provinces as well. So fingers crossed that unlawful territory debuff goes away. It's painful. Now, is there any other people we want to improve relations with early on? I mean, sort of the world is our oyster, isn't it? You can even do it inland. It doesn't necessarily have to be coastal people, right? I mean, we'll check that. I'm not sure on that. We will check that quickly. We'll get back into encouraging migration to Genoa. And our new parliament's here. And let's go for increased naval infrastructure. Because that will allow us to fabricate a CB. On Cagliari, you're allied to Mallorca. That's fine. Means we can get both in one stone. And they've got Savoy. It's not that major. But I wish we could just go straight on Aragon. But they've got a truce with Castile, I believe. I mean, if I declared war on them, would Castile join? No, because they got a truce in for a while. Okay, so we can worry about that in the future. But we'll just fabricate a CB on them for now. Support that. I mean, support that again. Why not? And we could even do another one. Let's check our laws quickly. So maritime law. So protecting trade routes. Buffs our trade range, which is good. We probably don't want to change that, actually. Mining law. Burgher-controlled mining operations. It's also quite good. But we could consider going for more of like a free subjects one if we wanted to. Education of the masses. Yeah, we won't touch that. But it's electorate law. Yeah, we've just chosen that recently. That's fine. Republicanism. So do we want to push down other estate satisfaction, more noble power, or buff our burghers even more, or monthly control? I do like the amount of free legitimacy we get, but we've got quite a lot at the moment. So our cost of court isn't really bankrupting us. So we could think about changing that one. But would something like Virtues of the Policia be better? Making our estates like us more and free subjects. Yeah, let's do it. And then we can always just go for naval support again, and we're above 50%. Cool. So let's start this war with CB Mallorca. Andorra. I mean, they're tiny. And so are you. Yeah, let's go with that. We need to put our levies down. So we'll finish this war first. I've just starved 2,000 of my people and I didn't realise. That's painful. Let's get our doge up here in the seas. And we'll start providing them with some food. We should have done that ages ago. That's painful. But look, we got there. That's fine. We realised that in the end. Welcome everyone who's joined the stream recently. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you. We need to arrange a marriage with our guy as well. Yeah, we need some diplomats. So let's crank that up. We've got the money for it. Now, let's push some more naval supplies. We're going to need quite a lot with a big navy. And we can make some more ships, actually. Considering we're getting some more naval battles, it might be worth it. Let's deal with this war first, and we'll worry about the build-up of the future. Ooh. Pavia have joined the war. Now that could be a good little destination or somewhere to take. Gets us closer to Milan as well, and that's essentially the land we want to carve out in the future. I think future planning is quite big in this game as well. You've got to sort of envision where you're gonna take your run to start with, and sort of make it become reality. Keep an eye on our parliament. It's about to end, but we obviously don't want the current eventuality. Can we make any more trade offices? We can't at the moment. Okay. Individual. Let's do it. Let's just make that so that passes, because that development is going to be so important for us. Look at how much it gives you. It's crazy. Well, cheeky hold that event. No, we can't. That's painful. Oh, I wish we could. Right. So grant privilege. We're not going to do that. Okay. Well. Do the noble privilege. That won't hurt us too much. Take that and it should pass. There we go. Brilliant. Now we just need to get this siege done in Lucca quickly. Ooh. There we go. Brilliant. Now let's move over here to Pavia. Hopefully they give us the land so we can take it for ourselves. Yes, they did. Brilliant. But we don't want to hit that directly just yet. We probably want to vassalize them. Well, I know we can't accept peace, so let's see if we can do it. Pavia becomes a vassal. Lucca. Who's Lucca? They are a vassal already of Florence. How are they in the war? That's annoying. We can't just steal them though. We could always just take it and... Is there no transfer vassal? No, there isn't. Yeah, we could just take it and release it, but the AE is going to be higher. Let's stick with this for now. We want to take Pavia, but let's just hope they don't piece them out, because I would like it. Influence elections. We'll take the stab hit. That's not too bad. Actually, we need to go and deal with this army. Is that Savoy? I think it looks like Savoy's flag. Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, it's Pavia. I'm being facetious. That's identical. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's fine. We can do a Pavia. Right, let's make some more galleys. Worth the money, even just for the maritime presence. Getting more proximity over Corsica is going to be insane for us. Is there any good RGOs? Oh, rice. We could use rice. So rice is so far up in Italy. Yeah, let's get that siege done. I hope they don't peace out straight away and we get some good land out of it. But how long do we have on that CB actually? It's probably not got long left. Oh, it's a risk. I'm going to regret this, but I think I'm going to set for peace actually. We don't want to lose out. Yes, do that. We will quickly re-release Lucca as their own vassal. The vassals are way too strong at the moment. I do kind of hate the vassal meta, but that is just how it is, unfortunately. We'll improve relations with them, as we probably should with our other vassals actually, but pull back on our diplo spending quickly. We need to arrange a marriage for our king. Is there anyone decent in terms of stats? I mean, the stats aren't that important, but it's better than... It's like if you have a regency, I mean, why not? Join a military order. No, but we will get there. And now we can declare our war. So let's go to Cagliari. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but if you live there and I'm not, I apologise. And we need to get rid of our levies quickly. And then we will get there again. Brilliant. I mean, we have forces on the continent already, so it should be quite simple. Let's declare. Re-raise our levies. And hop over to the other continent. A minor rebel uprising. That's not too bad. We can ignore that. It's only a slight debuff. It's not too bad at all. Did you guys get anything good for Easter today? Any success stories to know about? See, our income is going up quite nicely as our trade income comes in. It's up to 25 now, which is brilliant. Let's pop down there and an islet. Brilliant. Did they wipe out our vassal? They did. That's annoying. Right, let's quickly split up and pop to the north, and then you guys can pop to the south. Get it overtaken quickly, and we can make some more vassals when the war's over. Don't want to make too many, but they should. We can always siphon their trade income as well, which is not too bad. So it just provides able places to build marketplaces, really. So we're not complaining one bit. I mean, getting as many marketplaces as a trading nation as possible is always going to be really important for us. Let's pull our navy over there. Brilliant, wipe them out. Get a cheeky stack wipe, and then we can head over to Mallorca. I've actually been there in real life. Very nice place. Very touristy though. But we did go to a tourist destination, so that might make sense. Let's pull over here. Now there is a fort to take, which is a bit unfortunate. Unfortunate. Kill me now. Venice want food access. Yeah, take it. But the war is going pretty well, so we're not complaining. Now, we will separate at least one unit though. See, I need to go through and learn the keybinds. It'll actually make my life a lot easier. And then we can just move it over there. And that should knock out their navy as well. Now, we want to kill their navy? Probably not, actually. If we try and vassalize them straight away and not re-vassalize them, aka like take their provinces and get them out again, we will just inherit their navy. So it's probably a good idea to just keep it as is. Now, have we got spare people over here yet? Yes, we do. Okay, so we'll make a few carpenters guilds. And I believe we've got a new location over here. Yes, we do. So we'll make some spinners and tool guilds over here. And we want lumber mills, don't we? I mean, like, they're always relevant for an economy. So regardless of how big your country is. Let's just get some going. And start the siege of Palma. Brilliant. Hopefully we can get a cheeky little... break into the fort, and we were so fine. Brilliant. Naval developments. Hey, that's a good event. Not complaining one bit. Now, who can we separate peace? Who is the war leader? So, Mallorca are the non-war leaders, so we can separate peace them. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's check for any more trade offices we can make. Let's just mass build, actually. It's probably easier. We need to improve our relations with people. So, we're going to invade Aragon soon, so let's not do that. But Granada we can do. Morocco hate us. Well, all of the Muslims hate it seems. But Serbia we can do. Probably Croatia too. I don't mind spending more on diplomatic spending at the moment when we've got the ability to just make free stuff in all of their lands. Now, rights and nobility. So, we could actually strengthen their rights. To try and give them a bit more power to balance out our burghers, because they're already up to 40% power. So I think we're going to have to start pushing for aristocracy, I think. Just to dilute their power, because they're becoming way more stronger than our nobles ever could be. So we'll deal with that in a bit, but we could always curtail them, just so we can tax them more. Which pushes us towards centralisation as well. Or we get cheaper forts and pushes up their power a bit, but also pushes us to serfdom. And this one knocks our crown power out of our estates, which would be bad for us. But being a republic anyway, our crown estate is quite limited. That's a hard one, actually. Yeah, we'll go for this for now. We'll buff our crown power up through other means. And we will just try and dilute the burghers' power with our other estates, including our crown power. And yeah, let's just check for other buildings on that one. Okay, nothing. Now we have 3 researchers to do as well, so let's get on that. So, is there anything down this tree that we want? Well, the Chancery at high level is probably quite good. As will be culture capacity, but we don't need that at the moment. We want protected harbours and docks ASAP. Maritime presence is going to be so useful for us. Same with getting counting houses for that crown power. Bureaucracy, rag paper, just to make a good economy. And then probably entrepots. But we'll see where we'll go from there. That's quite a big queue to set up anyway. I mean, you can sort of take any direction you want with the economy in this game, which is quite cool. Now we'll make some more lumber mills. Got lots of opportunities to do it. And let's get this Diageo up to max. And I think after this, we'll start going for some roads. Let's get our small little fledgling pocket all sorted in that direction. We don't want to overdevelop and get no rewards for it. Now, are we able to provide enough food to people? We better be, otherwise we'll be starving for no reason. And the Holy Roman influence grows. Okay. It's not too bad. And let's just get on it. So we could invest in our fibrous crops infrastructure as well. And we might do just to make it temporarily a bit cheaper for us. But we don't want it long term, especially as we're going down that rag paper route. It does create demand, so it's not too bad. Push these guys over here, and there we go. We can think about separate piecing. So we can either annex them, or can we just vassalize them? Where is it? It doesn't seem to let us. That's a bit annoying. Okay, we'll just annex them then. It's fine. And we can always re-release them as different things. Do some ports over here as well. Let's do that. Cool. And then we can just re-release them as cheeky little like one province vassals and stuff. Anything historical? No, because they're still alive. Okay. Oh, we're still at war. Let's deal with that first. Now, this stuff in the north, let's check who's got called on first so we ensure it's given to the right person. So you've got your Cagliari. Actually, you might all be, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's the person we're invading. That would make sense. But they are also this county. Okay, we'll just the ease of access, let's just annex it and we'll deal with that later. The AE won't be too bad either. Cool. Our little naval nation is looking a lot nicer now, with a lot of provinces overseas, and we can't complain. I love this game and I think it will only improve. Disappoints me that this discourse around it is mostly negative. But I guess I understand the criticisms. I think you have to understand that people are going to be negative because it doesn't have flavour. And a lot of that, I think, comes down to mission trees. And I think that would be a really easy way to bring it back in. But when you hype up a game that much, it's always going to be expectations. And I do think it met them. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make out. But I do understand what people say when they feel like they can't play it, or they feel like it's not something that they would enjoy playing in its current state. And I think fixing the foundations is what they've done first, and it doesn't get the plaudits that perhaps it should do, but they have successfully done that. So we'll take unlimited export as well, because we're just going to trade these like gold stuff around the world and make a lot of money. And it is, you're right, the hate is really forced, and I really enjoy it. So look, you don't need to convince me on that one. So yeah, we will deal with the consequences of this war if we come back to the save. But look, I'm going to go and spend some time with my family. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a lovely day and have a great Easter. And I'll catch you in a bit. Have a good one. See you soon.